Good morning, 7th grade. This video is for Tuesday morning, the 12th of May, and we are looking at 511 hidden and split infinitives in your grammar. It's the last lesson before the end of the unit, so the next time that we meet for the grammar assignment, it will be for your test. We're going to look at 104. It says the word to, which is the sign of the infinitive, is called the sign of the infinitive, but sometimes infinitives appear in sentences without the to. Such infinitives are called hidden infinitives. Now, we've been learning, for instance, when you have to with the main verb, that makes an infinitive, like to learn, to run, to walk. To in front of a main verb is the infinitive, but sometimes that to is not used and we still have an infinitive. And it's called a hidden infinitive, which means that the hidden infinitive is going to be a main verb. It's going to be usually an action verb. It says after verbs of perception, like hearing, you perceive what you've heard. Hearing, after verbs of perception like hear, see, know, and feel, the infinitive is used without to. It's also the same thing for the verbs let, make, dare, need, and help. Now, if you look at the first example, it says, I heard the crickets chirp at night. So heard is the verb that we're looking at of perception, and the infinitive then is chirp. Notice the word to is not there. Also, we can see the same thing happening in the second sentence. I wouldn't dare take anyone else's beach towel. In that sentence, dare is one of the other verbs that's listed above where we would not use the word to as the infinitive. That's a verb of perception as well. Well, not necessarily perception, but it's another verb that follows that same case where we don't use to. And in this case, I wouldn't dare take. It's kind of like saying I wouldn't dare to take. In this case, we don't use the word to, but the infinitive, the hidden infinitive is the verb take because it follows dare, which is one of those verbs that's listed above where we don't use to with the infinitive. It says the word to is also omitted after the prepositions but and except and the conjunction and than. For instance, after finals, I will do nothing but sleep. Now, sleep is the hidden infinitive there because it follows the conjunction but. I'd rather fish than bait hooks. And because it follows than, the conjunction than, and the other one, but is not a conjunction, it's a preposition, it says here. But than, in that second example, I'd rather fish than bait hooks. Bait is our infinitive, the hidden infinitive, because it follows than. Now, an adverb that we looked at the last time that we met, adverbs answer things like why, where, to what extent. An adverb that's placed between to and the verb results in what's called a split infinitive. Now, one of the most common signs of adverbs is that the majority of them will end in ly. That's kind of a hint for you as you look at a sentence. It says good writers avoid split infinitives. So sometimes an adverb will interrupt that infinitive. For instance, we were asked to quickly leave the boat. Now, the adverb quickly is telling you how you were leaving. And in this case, it interrupts the infinitive to leave. It would be better if we said we were asked to leave the boat quickly. To leave then is your infinitive, and the adverb is placed at the end of the sentence. You don't have a change in the meaning, but you now no longer have the split infinitive where the adverb interrupts to leave. The last part says where to place the adverb you remove from the middle of the infinitive depends on the meaning of the sentence. So again, we have to look very carefully at what's being said in the sentence. I began to optimistically check my email. In this case, optimistically interrupts the infinitive to check, And it would be better, we have two other options to correct it. I began optimistically to check my email. That way, to check is the infinitive that's together, it's not interrupted. Or we could say optimistically, I began to check my email. Now, you are going to do exercise 1. And in exercise 1, you are only writing the hidden infinitive or the infinitives in each sentence. Now, there is a sentence that has 2 answers, so make sure that you pay close attention. Question number 1 says, my parents let me go to camp last summer. Now, you need to look at the verbs in that sentence, and if you see the first verb, my parents let is one of the verbs that's listed for you up above, and it says that you have no word to then. So you're going to have a hidden infinitive. So what's the other verb in that sentence? My parents let me, the answer there would be go. So for question 1, exercise 1, you simply write the word go. Now, you have only exercise 1 in this assignment. And with today being Tuesday, this is due on Thursday morning. Have a great day.